It is a Thursday, and welcome to Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie, a rare Thursday evening of racing here during this spring-summer thoroughbred season alongside Rodney Nelson. I am Jim Byers. Thanks for joining us. We have a 4-day week coming up tonight and tomorrow evenings, Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 1:35. Saturday is the Lone Star Showcase Day. I was handicapping that today. I haven't quite finished, but a lot of our old favorites back. I'm a Lucky Charm, Dustum, horses of that ilk that have been plying their wares very well here for a long time. That's going to be a really good card, and tonight's going to be interesting as well. We've got 8 tonight, starting with an Arabian race. We're fast and firm. It's hot. It's 92. Some clouds, but sun beating through on us.
90% humidity or so.
It's
warm.
It's a little muggy, but that's okay. The building is air conditioned.
The best air conditioner in the state, too. That's
is
what
that
I tell
right?
people all the time.
Well, yeah, I would say so.
I mean, especially when you're running around out here and it's hot, you watch a race down by the rail, you step into the building, and icicles form.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. I love it.
I love the walk-in right here to the east entrance. It really does at times remind me of when I go into ice rinks, being a hockey guy. You know, you walk into an ice rink in the summer and you get that big blast of cold. Or you go to the AAC any time of the year, especially when it's warm and they've got that AC cranked down. It's nice. All right, let's get on to our analysis of tonight's racing. The first race is for Arabians. It's 6 furlongs. It's Texas-bred maidens. Scratch the inside 3, as you see on the screen. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 out. The ones that have run haven't shown much, so we're all, you, me, Rick Lee. I don't know who Dave's picking yet, but he'll be here. All going with the first-timer kind of by default, I would say.
Well, I mean, like you said, not many of them have really shown anything, so why not go with the first-timer? Starting from the outside, number 10, Uptown Trump This. We'll give this horse a shot. I mean, Carlos Padilla, he's won with some Arabians out here.
Yeah.
I think all of his 3 wins were with Arabians, I would imagine.
I think so.
Out here this meet so far. I'll give a look at the one coming from the outside. Number 7, WMA Minute Maid is going to be my second choice. I mean, this horse has had 15 starts to end up breaking that maiden. She hadn't done so yet. Last 2 races, a lot to be desired out of those 2, even though they came over our track. But before that, you'll see this horse got up and hit the board a few times at Sam Houston Race Park. And then I went with number 9, WMA Magical, as my third selection here. Only 2 starts for this gelding. The first one was a third-place finish in a maiden special weight. Last time ran 4th in a maiden special weight. Both those coming at Houston. Horse has been off since March, so getting back to the racetrack today. See what happens. This horse is lightly raced, so 10, 7, and 9 is how I see the first.
Yeah, WMA Magical at least, finished in front of a couple of horses and was in races with horses that are more prominent among his age group, like RB Nashville, RB Prom Queen, etc. And tomorrow we're going to see a couple of Arabian, they're stallion stakes, right?
Right, stakes tomorrow for the Arabians.
So that's going to be fun. We're going to see there's one race where there's a whole bunch of horses that broke their maiden this year within the Arabian ranks who are all going to be meeting. There's the Open division and then the filly division, and there aren't any fillies this year trying the Open division like we've seen in the past. Uptown Trump This, I mean, the works are okay. It's a little hard to get a reading on Arabian works because they just don't go very fast. But as Rodney mentioned, the barn is very solid. This horse was scratched last weekend, possibly for a little better spot here, a little bit easier spot. He was entered on the 5th of June and scratched out of that spot for this. That's another reason that I think he merits pretty heavy favoritism in here. We might point out that the morning line odds have not shifted yet off. The wagering windows are open, but there's not enough money in to adjust the odds. I would expect the 10 to be a pretty heavy favorite once the wagering adjusts the odds. On to race 2. No superfecta here. We're down to a field of 5 in the second race. Scratch the 4, Amentum. These are non-winners of 2 claimers for $7,500. Again, going 6 furlongs.
Yeah, I ended up on number 5, Spun Out of My Mind. So, this horse has been out to the races 8 different times this year and has finished on the board in 7 of those 8 races. And if you take a look at Spun Out of My Mind, I mean, this is a horse that likes to be in front.
Yep.
This horse is going to say, come and get me. We'll see if the speed holds up tonight. If the speed's going to hold up, give me Spun Out of My Mind here on top. I got the 2 Bolt Supremacy as my second choice. This horse had a pretty good come-from-behind win last time out, so Spun Out of My Mind is going to give Bolt Supremacy something to chase, no doubt about it. And then I got number 3, Classically, as my third choice here. Taking a drop in class here from those races at Oak Lawn, comes in here for the $7,500 tag. We'll see what happens with Classically, but I got 5, 2, and 3 here in race number 2.
I went ahead and took Bolt Supremacy, who is the shortest price on the line remaining in the race, and with Momentum, the morning line favorite out, Bolt Supremacy will probably be a very heavy favorite, or at least a solid favorite, probably down around even money, considering it's a short field. He dropped last time to this level, and as Rodney mentioned, ran a super race, just lost a Bob. The dirt races for this guy have been pretty good. By and large, they've been pretty good. He's 1 for 23 on the turf. His one win did come on the turf, but this is a non-winner of 2 with a lot of veterans. You can't get too hung up on the records here because they're all 1 for something. But I just think having raced at higher levels recently until last time, the class level is going to fit him. So I'm going with him over Classically, who is an Asmussen runner who didn't break his maiden until he was 5. He's 7 years old now. He's only run 18 times, which is not a lot for a 7-year-old. Didn't break his maiden until he was 5 at Del Mar a couple of years ago. Spun Out of My Mind. With this short field and his good speed, this 3-year-old's going to be really dangerous. He is the only 3-year-old in here. But, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody that's quick enough to catch him, at least through the first, let's say, half mile.
I mean, you would think he would get an easy lead here in this race. Everyone else seems to lay back.
You would think so.
So let's. We've been wrong before, so.
It's sometimes hard to judge, what's going to happen in here. I mean, Classically at times has shown some route speed. No, we'll see. But, yeah, you might be on the right one there. Who knows? That is a 5-horse field that's got some intrigue to it. On to the third. 1 mile on the turf. First level allowance for fillies and mares 3 and up. Scratch number 3, Girls Got Game. Scratch the 8, Secured.
So I'm going kind of against my normal here and picking some horses that don't have much turf experience. Number 2, that's going to be my top choice, Walk Away K. This horse has never been on the grass. But if you take a look, this horse had a good meet at Oaklawn Park, no doubt. Was placed in a couple stakes races, won a stakes race there in Hot Springs. Last time out, this horse stretched out to a mile, had a good run in that stakes there, finishing second in that race in a field of 9. So has that one mile race underneath her belt. So I'm thinking this one right here could be a wake-up call, or not a wake-up call, but already had that 1 mile, now switches to the grass.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to like about Walk Away K here. I took number 1, Flores Aura, as my second choice. This horse, the first time that she got on the turf was last race. That was back on the 17th of May right here over our course, going this 1 mile distance. Had a solid second place finish in that race, so not bad at all there. And then I went with number 4, Channel Check, as my third choice. Pretty much, not pretty much, all of this horse's races have been on a turf course. Does have one win on the grass. That win coming at this 1 mile distance as well. And those horses that Diodoro's been sending out as of late, and Giovanni Franco's been riding, they've been doing very well together. So I wouldn't overlook Channel Check, but I got it 2-1-4 here in race 3.
Yeah, Diodoro and Asmussen both have been torrid lately, and Asmussen leads the standings, but Diodoro is putting big pressure on him at this stage of the meet. As far as Channel Check goes, before we move off of her, she's kind of an interesting case because last time she dropped way back and out of it and wound up finishing 3rd out of 10 and, wasn't getting near the top 2 but dropped so far back. But that's kind of fitting because if you look back to last fall, she was running in mile and 3/16 and mile and 3/8 races back in New York at Aqueduct. So she can marathon if they want to. This might be a little short for her, but I'm on Florazora, the 1. I took her last time, and she was 9-1 and gave me a little bit of a run for my money. It was a clear second. Peak earnings was 8-5 that day and won the race like an 8-5 shot should. She won by 3. Florazora wasn't ready to take her on that day, but she's an Oklahoma bred that had been running in the Oklahoma Classics races up there. She had been running in some Oklahoma Stakes. A good Oklahoma bred filly, and tried the turf, got the feel of it, ran okay, and I think she has a really good chance here. Walkaway K, I mean, like you mentioned, she's having a good year. She's an Arkansas bred. Her Tomlinson number in the daily racing form, which is an estimate based on pedigree, how they think a filly will like the grass, is pretty low. However, Walkaway K's grandfather, her dam sire, Gio Ponte, was a 2-time Grass Eclipse Award-winning champion. So Honest Mischief, the sire, he was a dirt sprinter. So who knows as far as that goes. But she is a very interesting proposition. On pure talent, she could easily win this race. It's just whether she really likes the turf or not. Race 4. Now, here's a good one. 2-year-olds. And unlike a race coming up this weekend where we got a whole bunch of 2-year-olds coming back to face each other who've already won, or not won, run. Here's a race with all firsters, 2-year-old maidens, 5/8 of a mile.
Yeah, all firsters here, so I had to go back and look up stats on training stats for 2-year-olds, right?
Okay.
So that's how I landed on my top 2. Austin Gustafson with the 7, Tristan Asprey with the 6. They both have pretty good records with 2-year-olds, over 20%, which was the best in the field here. So I got Get In Dare as my top choice, Airship as my second selection, and then I went with number 1, Breaking Luke, as my third choice here. Not much else to say. 7-6-1. That's how I see this baby race.
Other than looking at training patterns and pedigree, Rick Lee, our colleague who does some clocking, he has the advantage of seeing them work in company with stablemates, see who's going the better. That's why Rick, tends to dominate 2-year-olds, and he did pick Big Sky Posse in here. I'm on Get In Dare as well. This horse was a 2-year-old Ocala purchase this March for $35,000. Daredevil, the sire, was a Todd Pletcher runner that earned $424,000. Won his first 2 starts. I like to see precocity, especially horses that won as 2-year-olds. Sometimes that reproduces itself. Daredevil, the sire, also won the Champagne in his second start. That's a great one. The Dam, Shoot Like a Girl, was 1 for 4 for Mark Casse, but did win first asking, and this is her first foal. Combine that with some okay works, Drawn Outside. Gustafson's already won a 2-year-old race this year. Airship, her sire Audible was another Todd Pletcher, won half of his 10 races, made $2.1 million. Air Wing, the Dam, was unraced, and has one other foal that's 0 for 1. As far as Bracken or Bracken Luke on the inside, first foal from Suki, but this Bracken Luke is interesting because his sire, Epicenter, just a few years ago, was a 3-year-old champion for Steve Asmussen and was quite brilliant. Won the Travers and the Jim Dandy, was second in the Derby, second in the Preakness.
Derby, if you ask me.
That was Rich Strike's race.
That was Rich Strike going up on the rail.
Yeah. So Epicenter's first crop is 2-year-olds right now. So it's going to be interesting to see. The works aren't great on that Bracken Luke. I'd love to know how they pronounce that, Bracken or Bracken, because it's Bradley Kent, so I could see a Bracken there. I don't know if there's anyone named Luke in the family of the owners. We need to ask Julie Asmussen that, but I don't have access to folks down on the ground level. On to the 5th. This is 5/8 of a mile. Race number 5 is a ratings handicap for horses between 35 and 55 on the Equibase rating system as of the time of entry. 3-year-olds and up, 1 3-year-old, that's the long shot west of town. The rest are older.
Yeah, I ended up on number 3, Magic Castle, which looks to be your morning line favorite here. This horse last time out had a race at Turf Paradise toward the end of March, ran a good second in that race. But the one thing I'm really keying in on here is the workouts. If you take a look, this horse has put together some nice workouts. 3 of the 4 workouts listed in the program are bullet workouts. The one that doesn't have that bullet finished 2 of 24 on the morning. That was back on the 23rd of May. Yeah. Over this track. So, the last 2 workouts have been pretty good out here, especially the most recent one of 77. That's pretty impressive there. But this horse has had some decent races in the past. Has had 2 of them here at Lone Star Park, a win and a third from those 2 races. Has a couple wins at this distance as well. I think Magic Castle could be the one to beat here. Number 4, Classic Moment. That's going to be my second choice. This horse has a win so far in 2026. The last 2 races have come here over our track. Tried the turf 2 starts back, ran a good one there, came from behind, ended up second by a nose. Went in the dirt last time out. This horse shows some speed early on. I think Classic Moment might be one to watch here. And then I took number 8, Ormond, as my third choice. Interesting here, you can see that this horse was claimed back in February by the owner who's got him now, but he lost him a couple starts later.
Cravens clearly wants this guy badly.
So it tells me that they like this horse, no doubt about it, and I'll leave the expertise up to the horsemen on some of these horses. But, a second last time out, gets back to the Cravens barn where he had a race for earlier this year. Let's see what Ormond can do from the outside. 3, 4, and 8 is how I got the 5th.
Yeah, Cravens claimed this horse February 7th from J.R. Caldwell, and then claimed this horse back on May 2nd from Dick Capalucci. So clearly Cravens really likes this guy. I'm going to go with Grayson Son and number 1, mainly because it's a 5-ace race. Normally, drawing inside in sprints is not the greatest thing, because if you don't break fast and get the lead, you're liable to get, kind of bull rushed on the inside and end up shuffled. But it's a short run to the turn. It's a little bit a la the really short quarter horse races or the distance races where we go into the turn fast. So I don't think the inside post is as big a drawback at 5-ace. Plus, this horse is extremely quick. He runs against quarter horses sometimes at Los Al in those 1,000-yard races, and he's a Diodoro, and so is Magic Castle. And Diodoro's go-to rider is Franco, and he's on Grayson's Son, and a rider he's never used in the course of the statistics. Obed Sanchez is on the 3. Who knows if that'll mean anything? But in a race that's pretty wide open, where I think several of them can win, that's Helodic is interesting, too. He ran a real clunker last time. But that was in a better race. That was in a ratings handicap where he had to be 45 to 60 in the ratings. This is a 35 to 55. So, and Classic Moment comes out of that same race and really almost beat the opening of the gate last time, was really fast and faded. So he's dangerous, too. On to race 6. There are 2 Diodoros in here to keep an eye on. Turf event, 1 mile. Scratch number 6, Church Pew. That's one of the Diodoros, so there's actually only one. Now, starter allowance. You must have started for $10,000 or less last year or this. Or you could be in for a $15,000 tag if you prefer. And I don't see who's going to go with the 9, Ready, in this spot. You have him on top, or have her on top. I have her second. That being said, someone's going to have to come and catch her.
Right. I like all 3 of my top choices here. I think have a chance to win this 6th race. I did go with the horse on the outside, Ready. 4 to 1 on the morning line for Ready. And like you said, if someone wants to beat Ready, they're going to have to come up and chase this horse. Another horse that shows speed early on. Last time out, this horse went a mile, beat everybody else by 6 3/4 lengths, including some other ones that are in this race today. That one got moved off the turf to the main track. But you see how this horse has done since running some turf races. 4 career starts, has finished in the money in all 4 of those, including one of those being a win. The horse has 4 wins at the 1 mile distance. You got to like that. 2 starts here at Lone Star Park, a win and a second. I think there's a lot of things to like about Ready here. That's why I went with this horse on top. Bingo Baby, that's going to be my second choice. This is a horse that has never tried our turf out here, or never tried any race out here at Lone Star Park. But if you look at how this horse has done at the 1 mile distance, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3 out of 7 starts, has 3 wins on the grass. I think Bingo Baby could be one to watch here. And then I went with number 1, that's Missing You Crazy, as my 3rd selection. Was in one of those rating handicap races last time out. Finished 6th in that one, well beaten. But if you look at the race before that, you'll see that it was 1 mile on the turf back at Sam Houston. Won that race by a length in the quarter. You can see, this horse 50% in the money at the mile, 50% on the turf. What is that, 75% at Lone Star Park in the money. So this horse can get up and hit the top 3, no doubt, more often than not. So for here in race 6, I got 9, 5, and 1.
Yeah, and she has a really good recent work for Mindy Willis, May 30th. Willis's barn is hot. Stuart Elliott gets back aboard. I see him as the master of the perfect trip. This mare isn't going to make the lead, but she'll probably be able to save ground, and he has a great sense of whether to stay in or move out. Elliott, the last time he rode her, it was about a year ago, and he got a win out of her. Well, that could be coincidental, but I went with Bingo Baby, and it's going to be hard for me not to say Blingo because
I was thinking the same thing.
There is a horse that runs around here named Blingo. But nonetheless, this is Bingo Baby in from Turf Paradise. I will say that while I think Reddy might be very hard to catch and very hard to beat, the thing about Bingo Baby, I looked up some of the runners in that, at least the first 2 finishers in that last race she had at Turf Paradise. Those were good mares. Don't give up the fight. The winner has won 6 of 12, already has earned $111,000 for Diodoro. And the runner-up, Peppermill, has won 11 of 37 lifetime, $312,000. They're getting a lot better quality of stock at Turf Paradise with the improvements and whatnot out there, and the improvements to the racing surfaces. And so those horses are coming in here and firing a lot better than they used to. And with Southern California racing, not what it once was either. They're picking up some of those. So that Bingo Baby is coming out of some pretty good turf races. She's had a good year, but that's going to be interesting to see if Reddy kind of opens up on the field like she did on the main track last time in that off-the-turf race when she just destroyed them and was geared down by Deshaun Parker late. On to the 7th. In the 7th, scratch the 6, Motown Gold. 1 mile, 3-year-olds, non-winners of 2, or you could be in for $75,000, which a number of them are.
Yeah, I got the horse on the outside, Running Point, number 9 here. The last few races for this horse have been pretty good. It's won, 3 out of the last 4 races, so pretty impressive there. Last time out, finished 4th. Was only beaten by 2 lengths in that after showing a lot of speed early on in that race. The last 3 races for Running Point were all on the turf, so we're going to see what happens when this horse gets back on the main track today. And then I got number 1, Colleague, as my 2nd selection. This is a horse that's been running in some races that are very similar to this. And this interesting horse here, this horse is making its 9th career start and has been at like 7 different tracks.
Yeah.
Was in Virginia, Indiana, West Virginia, out to California, Arizona, and now here in Texas. But I think that Colleague can have a pretty good run. And then I got the 5, 40-20 as my 3rd choice. They must have had high hopes for this horse because, he went in the Sunland Derby, ended up 5th of 6 of that. That's one of those points races for the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
Went to the Mind That Bird Derby next out. Didn't do too hot in that one, finishing 6 of 8. But, we'll see what happens tonight. 9-1-5 is how I see race number 7.
The pace is going to be interesting here because Running Point has been just trying to run away and hide early from the competition. He opened up a 10-length lead a couple of races ago. Today, though, he takes the blinkers off. We'll see if that settles him down a little, takes a little of that sharp speed away from him, because Colleague, who is your 2nd pick, he comes out of sprint races, and he is really fast also. He likes to go to the lead, especially on the dirt, and he's coming out of sprints. So I'm not sure Running Point's going to find himself on the lead going into the clubhouse turn here with that sprinter on the rail. We'll see. Either way, there should be a nice battle for the lead. Indy Road has a little bit of route speed as well. So I'm going to go with 40-20. I will point out 40-20 made it to the races April 26th. Got dressed up, went out on the track. Vet didn't like the way he was warming up, scratched him. And then since then, he's worked 4 times, May 9th, May 17th, May 24th, May 31st. This is clearly a quality colt, like Rodney mentioned. He runs second in his debut at Turf. Then he breaks his maiden by a dozen. The only other time, other than tonight, he's going to run on a Lasix. Then they take him off Lasix to run him in those big stakes. He was betting one of them. The Minot Derby was 3-1. Probably the second choice, maybe the third. And he didn't run much in either of those. Now, it doesn't say it in the program, but we'll be announcing it. He's back on Lasix tonight for the first time since that maiden score. He adds blinkers as well. I think it's kind of go time for him. Don't love the fact he was an on-track scratch last time, but I'm going to go with him. Battalion Leader was hand-ridden by Stuart Elliott, the 8-horse, beautifully last time in a Texas-bred allowance. Now he faces opens. But I picked him last time, and he was a brilliant sprint winner. Now he stretches back out. Battalion Leader was that horse that was with 3 different trainers in Florida who were a combined 1 for 79 on the run of these statistics this year. Then he went to Mindy Willis, or she did, or he did. Bang, wins first time out. I think the Mindy Willis barn improved him. So I'm going to throw him in there second. On to the 8th. That's a really good race. 8th and final. High Five Carryover is getting a little big, $7,901. 9th race, Turf, 7.5 furlongs. There's 1 3-year-old in here, the 7, Lucky and Lawless, your top pick. Yep. The others are older. Non-winners of 3 claimers. Scratch Baker Hayfield, number 3. He's going to go tomorrow in a race. And Scratch, both of the also eligibles, 13-14.
Yeah, I'll take Lucky and Lawless here. The baby here in this race was a winner last time out. Did that at the $25,000 tag. Was claimed out of that race. Goes to the Ronnie Cravens. We'll see how the first start for Ronnie does with Lucky and Lawless. But, I mean, this horse, if you look at how this horse has done at 26, has 4 starts, a couple of them wins, has a third as well. So it's been rolling well this calendar year. Had that 1 win last time out, which was right here over our surface. Now, granted, that was on the dirt, so it's going back to the turf.
Yeah. Did win on the Fairgrounds turf, which it's not easy to win on the Fairgrounds turf.
So, anyway, I'll take Lucky and Lawless here. Number 2, Red Roadster. That's going to be my second choice. I mean, this horse has put together 3 wins, or 2 wins out of the last 3 starts. One of them came last July at Gulfstream Park. Last time out on the 2nd of May, this horse got to try our turf track. Must have liked it. Ran first in that race. Won by 3/4 of a length. Is going to stretch those legs out from that sprint last time out to go around 2 turns today. And then I got number 8, Mohamed Holiday. That's going to be my third choice. This horse has been running in some allowance races. Comes in here for the claiming tag. Anything that Jade Gilner sends out, I always take a couple extra glances at that horse. He seems to have some real nice ones, especially if 15-1 morning line on this one. He can pop on some of those long shot horses. I got 7, 2, and 8 here for race number 8.
I think there's a lot of ways you could go in this. There's a lot of contention in this nightcap. I went with the Asmussen runner, Austin Cruz, number 5, mainly because he's kind of been running the same race every time. Looks like he might be a little bit of a one-pace type, but he's been running in first-level allowances, race after race after race. Not a big long shot, usually Ford 5-1 or 5-2 to 5-1. But now he drops out of first-level allowances into a $25,000 non-3 claimer. A bit of a drop. I mean, not a down-the-chute drop, but a drop. And I think this is the right time for it. He had a little bit of trouble last time. He kind of got a little shuffled going to the backstretch and then was in a little bit of traffic at the top of the stretch. I'm going to give him a shot and hope to get Asmussen at a little bit of a price. 4-1 on the line. Money line. He's very good, the 10, at cashing checks. He's usually right there. He doesn't win a bunch, but none of these have won more than 2. Moneyline's horse 2 outs ago at Turf Paradise won on their turf course, and then was in and off the turf race last time and made a rally, wound up a little empty. I think he's going to be better on the turf. Lucky and Lawless, hard to fault anything with what this 3-year-old has done so far. Red Roadster is a good sleeper in here because his numbers are really good. His buyers are good. He's been 2 turns before. I'm not worried about that. He's coming out of a really nice comeback race. Rick picked him on top. I don't think you're going to get 8-1 with these scratches out of here and with the wide open nature of this race, because I just think his form is pretty good. So there's a lot of contention in this field. All right. We've got a Fan Ed special show tomorrow. Still room for that.
Yes.
Fans can go to LoneStarPark.com. There's a 6 o'clock introduction to racing, you might say, tomorrow for newcomers. And tonight we're scheduled to have a suite tour. If you'd like to see a penthouse suite, think about bringing a group out right inside the east entrance here by the pop-up banner. That'll happen at 7:15. Anything else we need to tell them about?
Other than that, it's going to be a good night
Big day,
for racing.
Hat day giveaway on Saturday.
It's Lone Star Showcase Day, too, so
that'll be fun.
ton of Texas bred stakes races. Saturday's going to be fun, and then looking forward to next week, Silent Disco on the 19th. So that's next Friday night. It'll be interesting. It's a dance floor like you've never seen before. Headphones on. You can choose your own tracks of music to dance to, and $2 Miller Lite in the courtyard as well next Friday night.
That'll be fun. And then that's Father's Day weekend. Next weekend, there'll be a sale in the gift shop, 20% off. Father's Day, a week from Sunday. That'll be fun. Did you see any of the NBA last night?
I was telling someone earlier, I watched the first half and was like, oh, there's no way the Knicks are going to come back from this. Put it on the local news at 10 o'clock and was like, wait a second.
Yeah, it was wild. Taylor Swift was courtside with, and I had to look this group up, the Hames sisters.
Don't know them.
Yeah, I
saw her next to Mariska Hargitay,
who apparently did not one but 2 Broadway shows yesterday and then ran over to the Garden to catch the second half of the game. They were all sitting in the front with matching blue shirts, and they were dancing after the win, and it was kind of like the silent disco thing because, they're just jumping around and whatnot. I'm thinking if they had headphones on, it would look just like the silent disco.
I don't know if Taylor Swift's going to be out here next Friday for the silent disco, but it's a possibility, I guess.
Her shirt said, it was in Knicks colors, Stevie Nicks, spelled like the New York Knicks. It was quite a sight. All right, that's some good tangents right there. Thanks a lot for everything. We're going to go duck inside the air-conditioned building for a moment. We're fast and firm again. Please wager early. Good luck tonight.
In the event of an emergency, Lone Star